What's going on? New stream, new her. Dude, I didn't get the sides cut off, but anyway, it's not important. You're not here for that. You're not here for personal looks. You're not here for sports. You're here to see operating systems and process synchronization, and you're also here to listen to some pretty chill music. The reason my last shit didn't get uploaded is because of music and copyright claims and shit like that. But yeah, this class, the way it's set up is just so much useless information, and I have to sift through a lot. So that's what I'm gonna try and do here. But if you're watching and you're kind of doing operating systems yourself, I don't know. I don't know why anyone watches these VODs. Maybe they're entertaining. Maybe I don't fucking know. But it's getting views now, so I must be doing something right. Or the algorithm is just being super chill right now, which is great. It's awesome. My hair looks so weird. You know, sometimes I forget I have locks on my head. You know, sometimes I forget. I don't know, it looks so rough. Anyway, enough of that. Ah. Yeah, this PowerPoint ain't it, bro. I might have to use it, I might not, but it's not looking likely right now. Let's just put on some music.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, back to you.
He has quickly become a darling of Madison Square Garden. Even Iggy Azalea is happy. Knicks outscore the Nets 60.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, back to you.
He has quickly become a darling of Madison Square Garden. Even Iggy Azalea is happy. Knicks outscore the Nets 60.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, back to you.
He has quickly become a darling of Madison Square Garden. Even Iggy Azalea is happy. Knicks outscore the Nets 60.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, back to you.
He has quickly become a darling of Madison Square Garden.
The more ghetto the restaurant, the better. Let me explain. Basically, the worse the restaurant interior looks, the more fire the food's gonna be. It's like when they spend less resources on the interior, they can really focus on the food. Let's see if my theory can stay undefeated. I found the most ghetto looking spot within a few miles of me, a Euro spot. Right off the bat, the freezers inside the restaurant were a great sign. Right where you eat, the freezers are just chilling. When I saw a guy painting at 10 p.m., great sign. I love what I see here, guys. This looks like shit. Perfect. So I ordered a Euro, went back to my whip, and oh my god. Indeed, still remains undefeated. This Euro was the best Euro I've ever had in my life. The more ghetto the restaurant, the better. Let me explain. Basically, the worse the restaurant interior looks, the more fire the food's gonna be. It's like when they spend less resources on the interior, they can really focus on the food. Let's see if my theory can stay undefeated. I found the most ghetto looking spot within a few miles of me, a Euro spot. Right off the bat, the freezers inside the restaurant were a great sign.
This is the legendary Fruity Pebbles. None of that bullshit ass Cheerios with the no sugar. What's all that healthy shit? Raisin Bran? Stop talking to me. Don't talk to me about no fucking Raisin Bran, dog. Wheaties? Stop it. Don't talk to me. You pick that up in the aisle walking with me, I'm liable to punch you in your face if you was my cousin. The crunch is always one of a kind. I laughing and shit, I'm serious. But let me show you what I do. I eat that one crunch just to get the feel of the shit, and I just let that shit sit.
All y'all can suck my dick. All them days at the
Bring it back after a minute, 60-40 rule. I like half of my shit 60% soggy.
It's not that deep, bro. It's just cereal. God damn, what is wrong with these people? It's just a fucking cereal, bro. Alright, I'm gonna try and speedrun these 3 chapters. But I got nothing better to do. I know she usually likes to touch on like the
All you have to do is just stay on your game. You know, it's a daily thing. We're not asking you to try to accomplish it all in one day or 1 week or 1 month.
Gentlemen,
It's a lifelong process. We're not asking you to try to accomplish it all in 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. It's a lifelong process. All you have to do is just stay on your game. You know, it's a daily thing. We're not asking you to try to accomplish it all in 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. It's a lifelong process. So the main thing is, don't lie to yourself. Work hard every day. And make sure that you're always trying to just chip away at something that you're trying to develop. And keep your mind open. All you have to do is just stay on your game. You know, it's a daily thing. You keep your mind open. accomplish it all in one day or 1 week or 1 month. It's a lifelong process. You keep your mind open and clear.
This is what I wanted from the start.
We view language learning right now as an unsolved problem. If you want to learn how to speak English, it's kind of impossible unless you move to the US for like 20 years.
Language studying, especially when it comes to speaking, has been a privilege for people who can afford to pay for another person's time.
And it was very clear to us that machine learning would change everything.
We built an entire speech recognition system that could not only understand what people were saying, but understand that the accents upon which they were speaking with.
That is actually better than if you hired a human tutor.
We got it out to the App Store, and I think like 3 people paid. I think we made $18 the first day, and we celebrated.
I'm Connor, and I am the co-founder and CEO of Speak. Speak is a mobile app that helps people practice speaking English. We use AI to replace a human, but build an experience that feels like you're talking to a real live human tutor.
Hey, I was just about to call you. What's up?
Not much. How's it going?
Pretty good. I was thinking of going out this Friday night. Wanna come?
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I was thinking of getting some dinner at the new Italian place in town.
We actually grew so fast, we became the #1 education app in Korea. We have now grown to over 30 people. We have an office in San Francisco, and we have an office in Seoul, and then we have an office in Europe where we do all of our engineering.
We have an office in Europe where our engineering.
I started my first company in high school. It was called Flashcards Plus. I've always been really interested in computers. I got my first iPhone, and I realized the iPhone was kind of the same size as the index cards that I was studying and memorizing for tests. And so I built a mobile app to solve my own problem, and that became super popular. I went to school at Harvard 1 year before dropping out for the Thiel Fellowship, which eventually led me to sell that first company and have an exit when I was around 21.
Yeah, we lived in a dorm together, 3-bedroom, 5 guys, and Connor was one of the guys. I mean, very first impression, he was a very tall guy. He's about 6'3", so that was my first impression. Connor was like a different type of a student because he already had this product and this business out before he even came to school. He wasn't always busy, but there were times where we would be hanging out. We'd like talk about random things, and then he would just give us a heads up. He'd be like, okay, by the way, I have a business call I have to make in 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go to my room. There were times where he would just fly out to San Francisco. Yeah, he seemed very ahead of the curve in terms of like knowing how things worked in society and like how the whole Silicon Valley scene worked. Connor would be telling us like, what happened in his like last meeting, what kind of like deals are happening in Silicon Valley right now. And then like, we would all kind of like, listen in because although we're all college students, we haven't had the experience to look at things in that perspective. And Connor was like the window to that world.
Yeah, I think the experience of selling flashcards plus my first company at a young age, and I think the biggest impact that it had for me was that it allowed me to not have to worry or optimize around making money, but allowed me the freedom, I guess, to really just like focus on thinking about what I wanted to pursue from like a passion perspective. And that's ultimately what led me to take a year off of doing anything and just pursue AI research with my eventual co-founder.
16-year-old young man is racking up college degrees faster than most kids his age can collect video games. Andrew Shu isn't even old enough to vote yet, but he already has 3 degrees from the University of Washington, and he's working on a doctorate from Stanford right now.
I had actually a very unusual educational path. I was in public school for 4th grade. I was basically just racing through the curriculum, and I finished everything early and then started annoying other kids and causing problems in the class. My parents found out about this one day. They decided to homeschool me because I clearly wasn't a good fit for the public school system. It kind of unlocked very rapid growth, and I ended up going through middle school and high school curriculum extremely fast. When I was 12, I actually finished everything, so the next step was college. So I ended up actually going to the University of Washington when I was 12. It was obviously a very unusual situation. I spent 4 years in college, studied biochemistry and neurobiology, and ended up going afterwards to do a PhD in neuroscience at Stanford. I did 3.5 years of my PhD and then decided to drop out to pursue startups.
So I met my co-founder actually through the Thiel Fellowship, and actually as a roommate for many years before we even started a company together. We didn't really know what we wanted to do with it. We were just interested in AI.
And the first step we realized was to actually take a year and do an extremely deep dive into machine learning. We both were reading everything, and it was very clear to us that machine learning would change everything. And actually spending a whole year learning, doing research, taking classes, really getting deep into machine learning.
We built a ton of different algorithms to solve various problems. And one area that we became super excited about was actually speech recognition. We built an entire speech recognition system that could not only understand what people were saying, but understand that the accents upon which they were speaking with. We did this and we created a state-of-the-art result, and it kind of blew us away because we were just using like random data on YouTube. It wasn't even that well labeled, and we created these kind of crazy accurate results. Essentially, you can boil down the story of speak as a series of these hypotheses that we de-risked. Really, probably the first one that we focused on was, can we actually build a language learning experience that people will use at all? Can we collect enough data from that in order to feed our algorithms and create a flywheel of data to better modeling, to better product experience, to getting more data, and getting that going. And that was really what we raised our seed round off of. It was mostly just like a technical proof of concept. We knew nothing about language learning when we started. We didn't know anything about how people wanted to learn languages. Essentially, we just started trying to build concepts and learn as much as possible, get them in front of as many users as possible, test it, and inevitably wouldn't work well enough. We would learn a bunch and we would go back to the drawing board, and we would do that over and over and over again.
So the first few years of Speak were definitely a struggle to find product market fit. We were trying a lot of different product experiences, launching new things. It kind of felt like nothing was working. We launched worldwide in every market. It would have short conversations that you could speak with when you first open it up. Was kind of like a category selector where you could choose what you wanted to speak about. You could choose anything and then you could have a short conversation.
There were a bunch of times where we released something and people said they liked it, but no one loved it. Everyone would churn within the first 30 days and they wouldn't use it long enough. And this was very, very exhausting process, and it was very hard to stay motivated. And this is kind of like the period, I think, where you need to be the most resilient is before you actually have something people love. But we stayed super obsessed on that. There were probably 2 or 3 times where we felt like we might have had something, people kind of were using it. We talked to investors and they were like, you just should scale this. And we had to kind of push against that mentality and just say, no, this isn't good enough. This is not an experience that we can build on top of to build a category defining product. We're trying to launch globally, and we realized very quickly that if we wanted to build something people love, we would need to pick a single market and start there. We actually just flew to a bunch of different countries. We flew to Korea, we flew to Japan, we looked at Europe. We just talked to a bunch of users in those markets.
I was born and raised in Korea until I was in 5th grade. Even after Connor left, we kept in touch. During my 2nd year working in New York, he called me out of the blue. He asked me, SJ, I have a crazy idea. I have to go to all these countries to do user testing for Korea. I would like you to come with me for a week. I would like you to be the translator / like planner for this trip. At the time, I had a lot of vacation days left, and I was like, wow, this seems like a free trip to Korea. So I said yes, and then I immediately kind of got involved in helping him recruit user testers.
So everybody was in a small room. We were sitting just all around the central table. So the user would come in and then we would give them a test phone that they would use. And then we had this sort of awkward setup with like a phone on the side on a tripod where we would try to record the whole session so that we could see the screen and how they were using it. And the thing is that a lot of our users in Korea are able to understand me speaking English to them, at least, 50, 60, 70%. They just have a lot more difficulty speaking back.
In Korea, people had so many opinions and they had tried so many options. Even just driving around Seoul, you would see these giant skyscrapers that were dedicated to English classrooms. One statistic that is pretty crazy is that at one point in time, South Korea was spending 1% of their GDP on learning English. The amount of money that the average Korean person spends is probably 2 to 3 times more than most other comparable markets, and was a super dynamic market. And if you could make something work in South Korea, then you could make it work anywhere.
In the early days of the product, the answers are very clear. What users always told us was, I want to speak more. There isn't enough speaking. We developed this product. We got to really optimize it for the speaking experience. We got it out to the App Store, and I think 3 people paid. I think we made $18 the first day, and we celebrated. January of 2018, yeah.
I think there were many reasons why people don't like a product. When you're building a consumer product, way more than like a B2B product, consumers are super finicky. It's not so much that you're building like a bad experience, but it's more the fact that people have a very limited attention span and they have so many options of how to spend their free time. And so you're competing against Instagram and YouTube, or taking a walk and going to the gym. There's all these other things that people could be doing. Building an experience, it isn't about building a good enough experience more so than it's building an experience that is sufficiently good to outcompete all the other choices that someone has in their life at that time. And that's really hard to do. And I think that's why you see most consumer companies not really go anywhere. When we realized that a big reason why people weren't using our product was because our product required people to speak into their phone. And the time of day that people wanted to use our product was on a subway or on a bus commuting. People in Korea spend a lot of time on buses and trains every single day. And that's actually one of the key times of day where you can build a habit. That's when people use their phones the most. A counterintuitive realization we had was that by building a way to use our app in that context would actually allow them to build a habit so that they would continue to use the product in other circumstances where they could then actually use it the way we intended, which was speaking. And that was something that we didn't really have any insight into until we went to Korea, and we kept asking people why. Why aren't you using the product? What happened? And literally just observing people in Korea. As soon as we did that, we saw usage spike incredibly. Conversion rate went up, retention rate went up. Every metric went up significantly. I think about product market fit as kind of a thing that is not just like a single point, but it's more of a spectrum. The more you improve the product market fit, the faster you typically grow. Our first moment of product market fit is where we first started to see people really use Speak and retain, and that was when we started to really start growing. That was a few years ago, and I think since then we've essentially continued to ship tons of content, tons of new product features as quickly as possible.
When Speak first achieved some level of product market fit, I wouldn't say it was complete product market fit. I don't think we even have that today, and honestly that's kind of something that you're always trying to improve. But I think we did feel like, hey, we have something real now that people are paying for, that we can actually charge more for. It felt awesome. It felt really great that we finally landed on some sort of formula that was working in the market. And I think at the same time, it was also very motivational that, hey, now that we have like the very beginning of something that is working, now let's work really hard and make it even better.
I think there are three main components to making a really valuable service. First of all, there's the machine learning capabilities that are super hard to do, but they power the entire experience. And we're constantly training and building new models to build new features.
For the first several years of Speak's lifetime, we're not able to put a lot of bandwidth and energy into doing machine learning. We were more focused on finding product market fit, building the app, and trying new things to get that product market fit. When we first started Speak, we had no data. There's this classic chicken and egg problem. To make a model, you need data, but to get data, either it costs a ton of money and you do it all manually, or you are able to create a product where you can collect that sort of data, but that only works if your model is good enough. So the thing that actually allowed us to solve this was the fact that off-the-shelf speech recognition in 2015, in some certain cases, was just good enough to produce an acceptable product experience. So that allowed us to actually launch a first version of Speak without training a custom model. That worked well enough that more and more people started using it. And then as they spoke into the app, we could use that training data to fine-tune the machine learning model, the speech recognition model, and improve its performance and get that whole cycle started. It's really only been in the past year. We now have a machine learning team internally that is working on all sorts of really exciting things that will start to power features in the product over the next year or so, including this conversational feature. We're thinking about fundamentally, how do cutting edge ML models unlock capabilities on the product side? What are magical new experiences for language learning?
The second is continuing to ship as many new product features as possible, as quickly as possible, to build the most appealing product, the most useful product. And the third part that is super, super important is building content that people love. Obviously, I think we're probably more of a technology company than a lot of the English players out there, so it's obvious that we probably have a better product. But I think the content is the other part, where it's very common for English companies to invest one time in building a single content library, and then from there just spend all their time and money on marketing. But we believe that we can constantly improve the quality of the content and make it better, and we take a very, very product-oriented mindset to our content. So we A/B test it, and we're constantly iterating it and fixing it. I think the second major component, though, is the marketing. Obviously, you need to have a great product in order to be able to market effectively. It's really hard to escape the noise of all the marketing that's happening in Korea and get people to become aware of Speak and actually try it. Because we have a local marketing team in Korea that's really, I think, truly world class, that have been super creative and original in trying lots of different options, they've been able to create a unique brand voice for us that resonates with a lot of people in Korea.
Early marketing wise, we tried a few different copies and a few different forms of medium to attract users to download the app. The thing that we really liked initially, before knowing much about what would happen, was like the AI angle. We were like, oh, the AI tutor. It's like, learn Speak using AI. But we quickly realized that the audience had like a very different concept of what an AI is. They were expecting something different. So basically, for us, we were using AI technology for speech recognition purposes, but people were thinking of like kind of like robots and like free-form conversations and like other things around it. So because like the expectation didn't like meet what people were like, what we were providing, I don't think that worked very well. What worked really well the first time around was the idea that with Speak, you get to speak. Really focusing on the idea of like speaking. It's like, learn English through speaking. The fact that we'll make you speak more in the first 20 minutes than you've probably spoken English your entire life. So, you know, if you go through like our first few exercises, it's like within 20 minutes, we would have our users speak anywhere between 80 to 120 sentences. We were like, okay, let's put some metrics around this. Okay, so, you know, the copy being speak 100 sentences within your first 20 minutes of experience. And then I think that really caught on with people.
One metric that I really like to look at and we're very proud of is the fact that over 50% of our subscribers are active on the 30th day after they start a subscription. It's actually a little crazy that we've been so focused on Korea up until now, but I think it was necessary to stay super focused on one market and is key to our success. But now at this point, we feel like we're finally ready to truly kind of expand to other places. We feel like we've proven the model and now we need to expand. So we're going to be launching in Japan in a few months, and we're also going to be launching in the US in a few months. We are taking the exact same approach that we took with Korea. We're prioritizing building a local team immediately that can kind of figure out how to customize the product for Japan. I'm personally going to be going there and talking with users. We're already testing with a bunch of users there. We can apply a lot of the lessons of how to launch in a new market that we learned originally in Korea to Japan and every market from there.
Our ultimate mission is to solve the problem of language learning. We view language learning right now as an unsolved problem. If you want to learn how to speak English, it's kind of impossible unless you move to the US for like 20 years.
Language studying, especially when it comes to speaking, has been just open doors of opportunities for many, many people.
We think that there is a future that we are building where anybody that wants to learn English will be able to use software that is powered by various types of speech recognition and voice models, language models, natural language models that will allow you to speak out loud and get feedback on your speaking in a way that is actually better than if you hired a human tutor.
At Speak, we ask the question, what happens when you can get, instead of 10 or 20 million people actively studying the language, but 100 million, 200 million, 300 million of those people? And so we think the market is actually much, much larger than even what we currently see today. Long-term mission at Speak is, and how it has always been, trying to help the maximum number of people achieve their language learning goals. Because we believe that the more people that speak common languages, the better the world is. So our goal is to become like default way that people learn languages, learning any language anywhere in the world, from total beginner, even to, you know, you've moved to a country, you know, maybe you have a small foreign accents that you want to get rid of, and we're listening to it and diagnosing that and coaching you. I think the ultimate vision is beyond just language learning. The technology that we're building here can be applied to almost anything. The machine learning challenges that we're solving here to build a virtual tutor can be applied not only to different subjects, but also to any other use case that you can imagine where people are trying to communicate with machines. Fundamentally, that is the problem that we're building and solving.
Why is he speaking with so much jargon?
is an incredibly useful skill as it will dramatically increase the rate at which you can enter information into a computer. This tutorial is going to show you how to type without looking at the keyboard. It might be obvious, but the first step you need to take in learning how to type without looking at the keyboard is not to look at the keyboard. It's going to be really tempting to look as it makes you think you're typing faster, and it might at first, but keep your eyes on the screen. After a while, your typing will be much faster if you don't look at the keyboard. To make sure that you hit the right keys every time, it's also essential that you learn the right finger positions. This picture shows you where each finger should be. Pause this video now if you need to get familiar with these positions. There are also little bumps on the F and J keys on your keyboard to indicate where you need to place both of your index fingers. Right, now that you're not looking at the keyboard and you know where your fingers go, the best way to learn is simply to practice. A great website for this can be found at www.keybr.com. Here you're going to find a free typing practice system which allows you to enter words and have your speed and accuracy measured. Once the site has loaded, click on the bubble and you will be prompted to begin typing. Do this. Use this site regularly to practice your typing and you will find that you soon learn how to type without looking at the keyboard. If you dedicate yourself to using this site regularly and practice your typing every day, you're going to find that pretty soon you're going to know how to type without it. Once the site has loaded, click on. Here you're going to find a
About 2 years ago, I overcame a challenge that held me back for a while. I learned to touch type. Since then, it has become my main way of typing and I have never looked back. So this video is going to be about the perks that I've seen from learning to touch type, how that journey has been so far, and why after putting so much time and effort into touch typing, why I've given up practicing, and why maybe you should too. To understand where I am, I'll need to go back to where I initially learned. In June 2020, COVID had just happened and things were all shutting down. Suddenly, I was in an online university and the perks have been incredible. I've been able to write things down without needing to look, which has helped me in meetings and in classes and even on the bus. It's also made typing a lot more natural to me, and it's one less barrier in front of me doing work for a job or for school assignments. Plus, I can now type while looking people directly in the eye, which I would admit is a weird one, but I kind of like freaking them out. Hey, do you want to see what I wrote? I'd say that's pretty good advice. It also taught me a bunch of really valuable lessons about life. The first is in self-doubt. Before I had learned to touch type, just knowing how to type without looking at the keys seemed so far away. It looked almost impossible. But through practicing and doing every session, bit by bit, that felt a little more doable, until I finally learned the skill. And it got me thinking, if that's the case for touch,
EFG, HJKL, DFGHKL. Good huck. Just kidding, lol. Zaxby's. damn it, where's you? This is hard. I'll practice another time.
here before, I would have been dead. You're too old to be doing that.
We're all going to jail for that.
Mike sucks ass, so it's amazing to watch him.
All right, welcome back to the Night Shift, ladies and gentlemen. You're working late, and so are we. It's time to clock in. I'm in the beautiful sanctuary of Dorado Beach, Puerto Rico right now. Part of the United States of America, home to people like Bad Bunny, but of course home to a friend of mine. His name's Logan Paul. We've been to some of the other places he's been staying at, but for the first time ever, today I'm gonna show you the house that he now owns. Some call him the GOAT of YouTube. Why don't you start with that?
I know
What's
it says that. So kitchen area, kind of like a lounging little living room, and then we got 2 bedrooms. Comfortable TVs in each room.
It's beautiful, but it looks like what you had at 1600.
I've left out some information. This is actually the casita.
What does that mean? I don't speak Spanish.
Right, the house next to the house.
Can you show me?
Yeah, there's a bigger portion.
Okay, show me.
Yeah, that
makes sense.
that's the house.
This looks like it would look awesome at night.
It looks really good at night, yeah. Got a grill for grilling.
Finessing and bluffing, baby. What are you chefing up, bro?
Bro, I'm doing the Don 5000. Mike comes up to me yesterday and he goes, "Hey, bro, this house is nice and all, but just out of curiosity, who's the gang member in your kitchen?"
The first thing I hear him talking about, he's like, "So anyways, I'm in San Juan, and these motherfuckers come up to me and I'm like, bang, dude!" And there they are dead on the I'm like, "Bro, this dude cooks?"
His food's great. It's great.
His food is great. Look at this kitchen, bro. Talk to me about the countertop.
Look at this. Come here, look at this. Look at that.
You can watch television. Amazing.
Oh, it's a protection shield if someone comes in from there.
It's bulletproof.
Let's talk about the architecture.
Watch out, guard dog!
Super open floor plan. Does this door open to the pool?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Wow. Now you got that girlfriend now, yeah? How's that going, by the way?
So good. I love her so much.
Have you guys entertained any guests over here, like any soirees or galas?
You guys are kind of the first ones to pop by.
I'm sorry. I gotta address the elephant in the room. What is that sound?
That's Sir. Hi, buddy. That's my favorite. No,
yeah, I was gonna like parlay into it because clearly the showpiece of the house. But let's just get right in.
And now a word from our sponsors.
So this may seem odd to a night shift foreigner, but for my day ones, welcome back to the Poet's Corner. One question I get so much that it hurts is, Mike, where do you get these amazing t-shirts? Like Rick and Morty, Seinfeld, and Kamaru Usman. Well, I'll answer that now, and then you really can't lose, man. For the Warriors, and Knight Rider, and all of these things, I go to the #1 streetwear store called Culture Kings. They have tees that are sure to produce a grin, and best of all, they have clothes for those who clock in. So if your wardrobe is ill, let this be your prescription, and use code MIKE for a discount at the link in description. I hope you OGs enjoyed this segment, just a bit, sort of, maybe, but we've got more work to do this week, so let's get back to the night shift, baby.
This is Dudley. He's a 66-million-year-old Triceratops. About 70% actual bone. It's a piece that holds value. It's beautiful. It's a hallmark of what once roamed this earth. It's just mind-blowing to me.
What's something like this run you?
That was $500,000.
The fact that his head is almost the same size as its head is actually crazy. So right now you're putting the blinds down because the sun's in our face. Everything in this house seems to be pretty technologically savvy, yeah?
Yeah, I guess it's like a smart home.
Not the owner, I guess. Anyways, so this is one of the main living areas. What are you watching on this here TV?
Bro. So right now, The Bachelor. Bachelor Nation, tell me what you think of this. It might be a hot take, but like, I find Zach incredibly vanilla and a little emotionally immature.
Bachelor Nation?
Yes, that's what they're called. Bachelor Nation. They're people, bro.
They're not people. They're not people. It's us.
Is it like all gangsters?
It's not me. It's like
Bachelor Nation. Signed glove by Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley.
Just dropped in value a little bit over the past week.
A little bit, but it's fine. Still a winner. YouTube plaque? Nah, I'm not gonna brag. Listen, I think I was the fastest person to go from 0 to 1 million subscribers.
Ever.
You were there when I pulled that out of the earth.
Yep.
Amethyst crystal.
Yep.
Love that piece. And then Nike Air Mag that I got for originals.
I'll just show them mine really quickly. There's probably what, like 4 or 5 or even 6 of these that look very similar to this one. This is the vibe, bro. Super clean aesthetics. Open up this sliding door. I'm outside at this beautiful pool. Real Puerto Rican environment. Kind of got that like natural jungle aesthetic. What happened right there?
The glass panel, like this, about 100-pound glass panel that was right there, wasn't locked in the right way, and it came sliding down like a fucking guillotine and crashed into that glass panel and exploded all around the house. If I was sitting here, which I've sat here before, blasted this picture on my Instagram, I would have been dead.
Say you have guests downstairs, they're watching TV, you, Nina, can like chill out up here and have them do your own thing. So there's like a whole nother living room right here, TV.
Security cameras everywhere. Not really anywhere you can go in this house without being watched.
Who's watching them? Imagine we go in the back, there's like a little...
His name's Miguel.
he's just in the closet.
He's chilling, yeah.
Guys, this is the grand reveal. It's not ready yet, but...
It's just not done, bro. There's no rug. This isn't the bed frame. But it's cool.
This closet is probably bigger than the majority of your home in Ohio.
Nate Diaz said I'm spoiled. I think he's right. But bro, also, what the fuck? If you work hard and make enough money to spoil yourself, is that wrong? God struck me down for fucking achieving my dreams. She got me a Rubik's Cube with our pictures on it.
Aww. What's it been like having a girlfriend?
So nice, bro. Me and Nina have been trying to convince Mike to go on The Bachelor. Bro, you'd be so good at it. Because you have a great, exuberant, bright, charismatic personality that I think America would fall in love with.
This is where he takes his showers, if you were interested. Maybe you weren't. I wanted to show you guys what it looks like when you work your butt off.
Happiness is not about a destination. It's about a journey. And I get to do what I love, and I'm really fucking grateful for it. And what I love happens to yield really big blessings.
What are you doing? I'm doing one.
You're not gonna do one. No way. No way.
I don't need to get spun. I'm not gonna get no fucking hernia.
You're gonna imagine his intestine just blow out of his stomach. Oh, it's sideways.
Shit.
You guys have probably noticed lately, I'm in the gym 5-6 days a week. And
we don't notice that.
Wait, look, he got done that.
Melting candle.
You look like you got done that.
I'm so sorry. I'll go over there. I'm so sorry. It's a melting candle.
And look at these fucking things. Are they filled with air? What's in them? Do they have any actual relative strength to them? Well, today we'll find out. Logan Paul and the other biggest weightlifter here in PR right now, Mike Malak, are gonna have an old-fashioned Western bench off right now. I'll get right into it. You want me to throw them in the air?
I'm just gonna warm up with that.
I say we throw on another.
How many you do?
90.
Just right off the bat, just go to 2 plates?
Right to 225, yeah.
Bro, come on. Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. This was supposed to be like a whole segment, bro. This is me. This is Max.
225. This is the way they do in the NFL combines. Let's get it on.
I'm ready, but here's the thing, Miller. I gotta say this. I'm ready for you not to be the spotter. I'm sorry. You gotta get the dude, I do not want to fucking die today, bro. All right, I didn't really think this through because I can't do this weight. What?
Come on, you can't even bench your body weight?
I'm not 225. Stop fat shaming me, fucking assholes. Why don't you take one of these 45-pounders and stand on it? You can finally be 5'6". Get the fuck out of here.
Up, Mike! Yeah, Mike! Yeah! Come on, Mike!
Take it.
Come on, bro. You almost had it.
The dog licked my face. Did you get the dog licked my face? The dog, I'm not making an excuse, but it scared me a little bit. No, I didn't want it to drop.
I get it's annoying.
The dog kissed you. He said you could do it.
I don't bench since high school.
Well, no, they bench you when you play sports.
What?
But he don't bench himself. Oh, shit.
Oh, no. God, you're so hot, bro. Fuck.
All right, so let's count who got what.
So his arms aren't filled with air, dude. So that was 205. As you guys who are in the gym know, so much of it is mental. When I sat down, you guys heard me say it, I can't do this weight, I can't do this weight. But I just did 205, no problem. That's an important fucking lesson to all you guys watching this, dude. How you talk to yourself is so important, bro. If you psych yourself out before you do something, you're not gonna be able to do it. I probably, even now at the end of the workout, can go in there and do 2 plates, because I'm not psyching myself out.
Prove it then. I think the message here is 20 is a lot.
Yeah, maybe 20 pounds is a lot. I don't know. Give me 2 weeks and I will do an update on a future vlog of me putting that up.
Bro, if you're having a panic attack or like just an overall mentally poor day, hop in the fucking ice bath. You'll forget all about your problems.
Shh. Is there a thought that you, in your mind, that you go to try to make yourself feel better?
When it's really fucking cold, straight up disassociate.
So like, I'm not Logan Paul. I'm not in a bath. I'm not even here right now.
Exactly.
See what happened with Selena Gomez and Kylie Jenner?
What did they do? They went to the golf course?
You see what happened with Kai Cenat, who beat the record?
I did see that. That kid's a superstar.
See Nate Diaz was talking shit about you?
Yeah, he called me spoiled.
Those are fake fucking plants, Kevin.
No, they're real. Why do you think they're dying?
They are real.
He goes, why do you think they're dying? Because Logan thinks they're fake plants, bro. Right off the bat, as you get out, how do you feel?
Great, this is the best part.
Zoom in on his.
No, because it's basically non-existent. Show him who's boss, Michael.
Ask me real hard-hitting questions.
How's your sister Abby and her new daughter Sloane? If you have $50 right now, what would you buy? Do you think Aiden Ross is off his rocker?
You know, I'm starting to have second feelings about Puerto Rico. I've been pretty outspoken against its location as well as its solitude, lack of grocery stores. This trip has been different, dude. That new crib is sick.
I made a PowerPoint to convince all my friends to move out here when I moved here, and no one came.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I needed a life of my own, bro.
Well, how's that going?
Not very good, dude. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. All right, let's go for a swim. Night shift, you can come for a swim with me. Come on. Oh, wait, we can't go in with the Sony, right? Make it a GoPro.
Wow. What's up, guys? Super happy to be back. Took a mental health break, if you guys were wondering where I've been.
I have food poisoning and I think I'm about to puke and shit myself.
Wait, can you say what you were saying one more time?
I have food poisoning.
Shut up, bitch! That's my favorite meme in the whole world. Shut up, bitch! Yo, we're in Miami. You see the puffiness in my face? I haven't slept. I've slept a total of 3 hours. How many hours have you slept since you've been here?
0.
I'm so sick of reading the comments. Where's Jeff Whittick? Where's Jeff Whittick? This is the night shift with Mike Manlife. If you want to watch Jeff Whittick, watch Jeff FM. Or watch David Dobrik's old fucking...
Oh, whoa, bro. That's too far.
Whatever. Listen to me. Burgers in Miami, not exactly the easiest thing to find. There's a place called USBS, United States Burger Service. It is fashioned completely around the United States Postal Service. The regular one single burger is called ground. The double burger is called 2-day.
Overnight? Express mail?
Sure.
The way I feel right now, if there's an onion on this, I'm launching it across the street.
The people who started it also were like bakers before they started this place, so these buns are baked fresh here. Double smash patty, American cheese, and priority sauce. When you order the burger, they tell you when it's done, it'll be sitting in the mailboxes right in front of the place. They keep that postal service theme the whole way through.
Wow, super dope. Super dope.
USBS 305, Miami Beach. Suck my fucking Tana, please.
Honestly,
put it on your OF. Here we go.
Wow. I'd like to express this baby right into my tummy.
They just baked this bun, and the sauce and cheese mixture. I know it's not the right one if your stomach's feeling funny.
Oh, I'm actually gonna kill myself.
But not because of the burger is.
It's an amazing
phenomenal.
burger. Yeah, it's so fucking wet.
You know, I'd say the top of the burger, like the top 70%, is incredible. But if you flip it upside down, this soggy patty kind of reminds me of back in like school lunch. I'm gonna subtract 2 for the soggy bun on the bottom, but I'm gonna give the top 75% a 12. So we're gonna end up at a solid 10 out of 10. You know the deal. It's good to be back on the night shift.
Thanks for joining me, both of you guys. Honestly, we've created a little bit of a family here. This is like Sunday supper. The three of us sitting down around the table. Later on tonight, we can watch America's Most Wanted together.
American Psycho. Let's see Paul Allen's burger, huh?
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
No,
That
wasn't
funny. That wasn't that funny.
Let's see Paul Allen's burger. That's funny to me. Real legitimate laugh. Do I look insane? I was laughing for real. David looks so unentertained right now.
I used to like filming with David because it was like fresh, you know, it's a new camera guy.
Yeah.
But he's sick of me now too.
Yeah.
And he's like, what is this guy back for? Why do we have him back? He's not funny. He's just, you know, he's dry. I don't give a fuck.
Fries, government cheese.
Are you sure you really want me to do this? Okay. It's amazing. It's so good. It's the best fries I've ever eaten out of my entire fucking life.
The word I would use. Oh, she actually puked. Oh, she threw up. Top 3 burgers that I've had in Miami in this fast casual department. I'm gonna say USBS. Where's my mail? Postal officers coming to the house. Got a special delivery for Jeff Whittick in Tanamanjao. 7.9 USBS. And I'm sick of your shit. And I'm sick of your shit. I'm going back to Los Angeles, guys. As always, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for working late with us. We're clocking out. Peace!
If you could jump down 3 steps.
What was that last word? You're on a big talk show, right? You guys just saw one of the most impressive bench off contests. Shut up! Shut the f up!
What's going on? What's he thinking? Is he pondering? Is he grieving?
Hey, buddy, you may notice the blue tape denotes an area you're not supposed to go into. Listen up, buddy, and I'll try to keep it short.
Are you referring to my height? Because you know that's where you cross the line with me, bro. Damn, Mike, I entered your competition and won.
You gonna do it again?
Yeah.
Nope.
But could you use the part where he was helping me in the...
All your shit's cut, George. You're not a part of this bench off. I'm sweating. It's fucking Puerto Rico. It's 900 degrees. Fuck you, David. What's this?
Just a sign that says f off.
Like, this is what I would think y'all would see in your house.
My energy has completely shifted, bro.
And every day, if you just turn on your iPhone, you can see the Paul brothers winning. And boy, if you're watching the WWE, you guys better get used to it.
That was good. Can you be my Paul Heyman? I'm gonna need you to gain some weight.
Never mind, you're there. Who said that? I did.
I don't give a fuck about these burgers. I'm just pretending to for you, so you leave me alone. That's cool.
Shut up, bro. I'm f***ing doing something, man.
I'd like to express this baby right into my tummy.
Yo, what's up with your boy?
I need to get some rest. I'm gonna call it here.